Hi, my name is Jason Galliger, and I'm the author of an upcoming novel called The Terminal Code, a sci-fi mystery that explores a society that has abandoned the pleasures of the real world and replaced it with the incredible potential of virtual reality. This explores the intersections of technology, order, power, society, how they kind of all interplay. But at its heart, it's really what happens to a society that really abandons the real world for this virtual reality platform. What happens to everyone else? And as you can see today, there's a little bit of a class sort of undertone there as well, that there are people in my world that benefit the most from this technology, and then there are people in that world that are kind of left behind. So it examines all of those together. I was inspired to write this book because technology is constantly being held up on the altar of promise and potential, and is always spun in the world as something that's good and that's a net positive for society. But what this novel really kind of attempts to explore is that the other side of that equation. Like any good sci-fi author, I kind of take that idea and spin it on its head. What would it look like if something like VR, which has been in the press with so much promise and so much potential, is something that's used as a negative, or could be a negative impact on society. This book dives deeper in the background. It's sort of the classic sci-fi trope of diving into what happens when you lean too far into something, particularly too far into a technology, kind of letting human nature take over. The world that I've built is very unique. There's a lot of unique scenes, settings, characters they're going to meet along the way that I think is going to be super entertaining and super engaging, and I can't wait for you to be a part of it. Our story is set in the not so distant future of 2050. We follow our protagonist, Dashiell Kincaid, who's a security consultant, private investigator who has a lot of expertise in this virtual reality system called Scape. Him and his trusty AI sidekick, Snopes, work to investigate an unusual crime that they're called at the scene of, which is a murder that has happened in the virtual reality platform that has somehow crossed over into the real world in a way that's unexpected. So really the journey is kind of them going through and trying to figure out what happened, who could be involved, and going into different scene settings, places to try to figure that out. My hope for this book is that it is a bit of an escape. Like any good science fiction fantasy novel, I want them to read this book to kind of be transported into the world that I've created, interact with the characters, the settings, and take meaning away from that and give them a new perspective on how technology is presented in our society, how it may not always be the shining beacon of hope that it's laid out to be, if you will. So you're really gonna like this book if you're a big sci-fi fantasy buff, if you're a mystery lover, thriller lover as well, or if you're just kind of looking to curl up with a good book on a rainy Sunday afternoon. I think this book would be perfect for you. My name is Jason Galliger. My book is about an impossible crime, a murder in virtual reality that crosses over into real life.